like a little sexy baby. Come here, Doogie. Doogie, come here. You want to come to it? You want to come be a part of the podcast? Come on. Well, Doogie's sleeping right over there, right next to me, and he looks so freaking cute. I want to bite his face off. Anytime I see Doogie, I want to bite his freaking lips off. Is that normal? Or am I sick? I'm sick. And everybody knows that I'm sick, but just something about him. What is that thing that is in us that makes us like when something's cute, you just want to squeeze the life out of it. Ugh, I don't know what that is, but I love him so much. Welcome back to the podcast. You are listening to the Salty Log. Guys, thank you for tuning in again. We're at episode 3, and got a little funny story here. Sorry that the podcast is late. If you cared, there was a little bit of some technical issues, if you will. I recorded a podcast a couple days ago. Then I went to edit it today to just put it out. And I accidentally erased it. I was so pissed. But that happens sometimes, and especially when you're starting out on your own. And I'm doing everything myself, so I made a rookie mistake. And I take a full responsibility. So that's why this is a day or two late coming out. Anywho, we're back, man. I'm just back in the action of everything. And I don't know why I keep doing this German accent, or it's maybe not German. I like to do those sometimes. Sometimes I'll just talk in an accent all day. I'll pick a random one. I'll just Michael Dabas it. And then I will talking like that for the rest of the days. And it's fun. It's something that I do. I do like stupid stuff like that all the time to entertain myself. Say it once and say it twice, and that's the way you look like honey. You hear that? That's a voice. I got honey in my voice tonight. Doesn't that sound good? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, won't you know I'm a baby and you got a girl. I wish I could sing. That's one thing that I do wish I had an ability to sing. Maybe I can sing, and I just never tapped into it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff that you may not know you're able to do because you haven't tried yet. And that's the theme of this podcast. Try things. I'm kidding. But do it. Really do it. If anyone's listening and they ever wanted to try anything, like stand-up, for example, I get that a lot. Like people want to start do stand-up. Just go for it, man. I always tell like young kids and stuff, you always like don't ever regret not doing it. You know, if you try it and you suck at it, fuck it, man. And you don't like it, it's not your bag, move on. But if you do it and you see it's something you like to do, that's priceless, man, because you can never go back and switch that. You know what I'm saying? You never want to be like, I wish I would have tried that. I know that sounds cliche, but that's just a shitty, bang place to be. I was talking to my brother about this neurosis we have. We have this like weird thing where anything we get, you know, I don't know. I think it comes back to when we were kids. You know, whenever if we got something, we'd like really take care of it because, you know, we didn't always get a bunch of toys or anything like that. You know, your birthday and Christmas is when you got some shit. So anytime we got something, you really took care of it, you know, and you were like, oh, and like to the point of almost you didn't even want to take it out of the box because you wanted it to be preserved, you know, so we didn't get to enjoy it. And then I'd go to my other friends' houses and they'd be like, their toes would be broken and shit. They wouldn't give a fuck. And I was like, how do you do that? Like, you know, we're sick. So, I mean, it's kind of weird. And I'm still like that to this day. My brother is even to a crazier extent. He's like that, you know, like I got these, you guys saw in the first episode, I did a thing to my bathroom. So I got some like decorations, new decorations to put up there, you know, and I got these 2 succulent plants. They're like these little planters about like 16 inches, and they're little planters, and they're like made of this gray concrete. And there's 2 of them. So one looks a little bit different than the other one, like a different shade of gray. And it's bothering me so fucking much. It's bothering me so much. I don't know. Like any other person would not even notice it. But I'm like, I stare at it and I go, fuck, should I return it? And I've done that a billion times where I just like order another one and then return that one. It's like, my brother does it even worse. Dude, my bro hair, ordered a mattress, okay? Ordered a mattress. And now that's one thing you never return. You get a mattress, you got a fucking mattress. And that's staying in your room, dude. And, you know, these companies know that, too. They know that no one's returning mattresses, really. You know, like, they'll say you can, like Casper Beds or, like, you know, fucking whatever other internet bed companies there are, you know, where you can order the bed. Purple Mattress. They'll be like 90 days trial free. If you're not happy with it, send it back. A fucking bed. You know how hard it is to send a bed? So these guys will come, the delivery guys, you see them, they fucking come with that. Like if you order one of those beds, it's like the Tempur-Pedic or whatever, or the foam. They roll it up in that little duffel bag and they fucking throw that thing against your wall. They go, here's your bed. They'll throw it at your fucking door. They can enjoy the bed, and they'll walk away knowing they're never going to see that bed again. Even though they got the 90-day trial, no one's returning the bed. What a hassle that would be, right? Especially from the internet. How do you return a bed from the internet? And you got to now pay for the fucking shipping of this dead body-sized duffel bag? No thanks. That's what happens. So these companies, I feel like they know no one's returning a bed. But not my brother. Not my brother. He ordered a bed. Got the bed. Okay? The bed was perfect. The bed was totally perfect, except for, you know, the stitching, how they do the quilted stitching. One of the like little things, tiny bit on the corner. He sent me a picture. Little tiny stitch was off. Little bit. Dude, no one's going to see that. And you got sheets on the bed. You have sheets on the bed, pal. Right? Not for my brother. He goes, dude, I can't, man. I paid for this. And that's his thing. He goes, I paid for this, so I want it to be right. You know, that's always his thing. It goes back to when we were kids. What did I tell you? If it's our thing, man, we got to take care of. These are my things. I got to take care of my things. So this fucking nut job, which I say that because I'm like him, because we're sick. We're sick, right? He sends that bed back. That's bed number 1, sent back because of the quilting. They're like, whatever, dude. Okay, they send him another bed. Bed 2 comes. Bed 2 comes. Now he sleeps on bed 2 for the first night, and he goes, it's soft. This one's softer. It's the same bed. No, but this one feels soft. Is it softer? It's softer. Now he's got his fucking neurosis kicking that this bed is somehow softer than the last bed that had the little stitching problem. So he sends this bed back. Bed 2, sent back. No one does this. We're sick. Bed 3, on its way, gets to my brother's house. All right? He has that bed for a week. The bed lasted a week. But then he goes, no, but this side's firmer than this side. I feel it. The first bed was great, man. I should have just kept the first bed. Another fucking Pashimun Peri is what I call him. Pashimun in Farsi means like regretful, right? Like I regret it. So Pashimun Peri, I call him. He said, this side is firmer than this side. And he was adamant about it. So he sends bed 3 back. Can you imagine what these fucking people at the bed company are thinking? Who is this lunatic? Oh, well, he's my brother. This lunatic you're talking to is my brother. And had you fucking called me when he ordered the bed, I would have told you, that guy is not worth it, dude. He's not worth it. It's not worth it. He just, him and his wife, my sister-in-law, just bought a place. And they were doing some renovations to the house. And my brother put these contractors through hell. Through absolute hell. To the point where I told him, I was like, dude, there's going to be a Dateline episode. You know, like those Dateline episodes where you see, I told him, I'm like, dude, this is one of those episodes where, you know, they're like, who would have killed this guy, this unassuming guy, and just dumped his body into the ocean? Who would have done that? Does he have any enemies? None that we can think of. But these contractors, the fucking hell he put them through over quarters of inches on countertops and fucking, I can't even imagine. And I would go over there and he'd just be sitting there staring like they would like do the tiles, right? Like they did the tiles in his bathroom. And I would go over there just to check on the house and see how he's doing and everything. And he's just staring at the fucking tiles, just staring. And he goes, hey, can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Can you tell which one looks light? Which towel looks lighter than the other ones? Which towel looks lighter than the other ones? Like, he's sick. And I'm sick. We do that. I don't know why. Like, his is worse, though, dude. Like, I did that shit. Like, I've done that before where I've gone through, like, even when I go to the grocery store, I'll never take the first, like, if I'm getting bacon or something, right? I'll always, like, look at the package and look at the meat to fat ratio on the bacon. I do that. I'm sick, right? So I'll look and because you can see it through the casing. And I must be hell. And, exes have told me that I'm a fucking asshole in a grocery store. And it takes me like way longer than a normal person to get through the grocery store. Right? And I'll never take the first thing that's out, or like, a lot of people use like Amazon Fresh for their groceries. I can't do it. I just physically cannot do it because I have to pick. I got to pick the thing. I don't know if it's a control thing, but I got to pick the apple. Oh, if I want apples, I got to pick it. I want to pick it. It's just a fucking weird mental thing. I don't know, and I got to pick the right one or whatever. If it's a box of strawberries, I got to look at it. I got to look at the whole thing. I don't know. I'm sick, or I won't ever take like the first eggs. I'll look at the eggs, and I got to take the third one in. Just heaven forbid somebody opened it up and fucking coronavirus coughed on it. You never know. So anyways, my brother would do that thing with the towel. This is how sick my brother is. He got natural stone. Okay, so the thing with natural stone is when you get like natural stone tile, there's going to be variation. And that's when you know that it's natural stone. Like every brick isn't going to be the same look because it's natural stone. So the stone just by nature is going to be like a little different colors. So my brother went through like fucking 200 boxes of this type of stone tile to make sure, and picked out like every 20 boxes, he'd get like 10 tiles. So he went through like 200 boxes to get just enough for his fucking bathroom. So they all would look the same color. I go, why don't you just get a synthetic tile, man? Where they manufacture it to look all the fucking same. So he got a way more expensive natural stone fucking tile that looks like a synthetic or porcelain type of tile. Fucking moron. And I love him. He's my brother. I love him. But, we have these things. And, my sister-in-law and I, we always make fun of him about it. And he's just, he drives himself crazy over these little things. And so do I. Like, here we are again. And so do I. This is my third one of these chairs. Third one. I'm kidding. This is not my third one. But I did have another chair before this one that just got a tiny little rip. And I had to get rid of it immediately and get a new one. I do shit like that too all the time. When something's not even, used up to its full potential, I'll get rid of it because it's got a scuff in it. And my brother does the same thing. My brother got this new dishwasher or something installed, and he accidentally scraped it, like a little fucking minuscule. All the shit my brother worries about, the normal person would not even think twice about it. And the normal person would never even look for that, And he got a little tiny nick on the thing. So then he goes on there with a Brillo pad, or one of those little like dishwashing sponges, and he starts rubbing it and makes it 10 times worse. So now he's got to get a new door for the fucking dishwasher. Imagine living that life. Imagine that. Imagine being in that sort of mentality. And there's people that have worse OCDs, and I think it's hereditary for us, like within our family. And my dad told me, my grandmother on my dad's side, which I never got to meet because she passed away when my dad was 4. I guess she had some serious problems like that with, just little OCD things that she would do. So I wish I would have got to meet her just to get a little insight of why we're so sick. But, yeah, man, it runs in the family. It runs in the freaking family. Now, if you believe in the Lord, I want y'all to go ahead and pray with me at the moment. Dear Lord Jesus. These televangelist motherfuckers drive me crazy, man. There's this guy, what is it? Pastor Ken, some shit. Dude, this guy is a crook. He is the devil. If you look at him, he did this thing for coronavirus. I bless coronavirus. You go away from here. This guy's a clown, dude. I first kind of caught wind of this dude. There's a video of him And I don't know who the fuck is fooled by these goddamn imposters, but he is a clown, dude. I guess they busted him for buying this Gulfstream airplane, like a super expensive, like a $20 million fucking jet. He bought from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry gave me such a good, I couldn't help but buy it. And that they got him on some expose, some like news station went up and like caught him at the hangar and was like, hey, what the fuck? Like, why are you flying, private on your own private jet, when you're asking for all these people for money? He's like, well, Lord, you don't talk. And the expressions and shit he goes through, I'll play the clip. It's like scary. I mean, if you look at his eyes and shit, oof, that's the devil. That's the devil right there.
How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you a chance to catch your breath and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh, yeah. Now, thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray. And I prayed about it, and I thought, I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem. Without the airplane that we have that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. And Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
It's just so sick. And then he did some bullshit ass coronavirus thing, like praying coronavirus away, with some fucking dillweed guys standing next to him going, they're doing tongues while he's fucking doing this bullshit prayer for coronavirus, go away from here and never come back. It's just sad.
We'll exercise judgment right now.
Because we have...
In the name of Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Standing in the office of the prophet of God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19.
Oh, Ramash.
I execute judgment on you, Satan, you destroyer, you killer. You get out. We break your power. You get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come immediately.
Yes.
I call you done. I call you gone. You come down from your place of authority, destroyer. You come down and you crawl on your belly like God commanded you when he put his foot on your head in the Garden of Eden.
And he's asking for money. There was another one of those pastor guys, those televangelist guys, I freaking hate them, was like telling people to give the church their stimulus checks. Like, people are dying, they don't have money to eat. He's like, give it to the church, because daddy needs a new Gucci belt. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Honk, honk. Fuck you. That's what I give to those guys right there. It's one thing I like about New York, when you hear the horns. Beep, beep, fuck you. When you hear that, I know I'm in NY, baby. You know what I mean? It's always the bam, bam, fuck you. It's always that. The honk honk comes with a fuck you. And then sometimes it's asshole. You're an asshole. The sheer shit that I've heard just walking around my neighborhood, it's absolutely incredible. One time I heard some guy go, give me my motherfucking money. Come on, you punk. Like that. Come on, you punk motherfucker. Come on. And I'm like, what could possibly be happening? You know, if you hear that voice, what's the scene? I saw, pique my interest, of course. I'm like a little looky-loo, if you will. So I go, let me see what's going on here. I peek around the corner, and it's this black dude, shredded, dude. He's fucking jacked. I don't know what is going on with the homeless regime out here, but these fools are eating their protein, and they're getting their fucking physical fitness on. All right, dude's shredded, older black dude. And he's like, come on, you punk motherfucker, come on. And he's talking to this white, heroined out dude on the ground. And the guy's got a thing. And I go, hey, what's going on? I don't know why, but I always interject with these type of things. If it looks like somebody's about to go down, some shit's about to go down. I notoriously will always do that. I don't know why. I'm sick. Right? So I fucking peek my stupid head in there and I go, what's going on, man? And he goes, you got my motherfucking M&M. Give me my M&Ms. Now, I don't know if M&Ms is code for a heroin, but this dude was very upset about apparently some M&Ms that he had given homeboy and he had not shared or whatever. He goes, he took my motherfucking M&Ms. And I go, all right. And it just got so weird. And the other guy was just like all fucked up. And it just got so weird that I kind of kept it moving. If you want to see crazy people, dude, you come to visit LA, just walk down Hollywood Boulevard. So today I saw a guy, trench coat. I was going to Trader Joe's. He had a trench coat on, black trench coat, boxing gloves, big ass boxing gloves, 16-ounce like fucking boxing gloves I'm talking about, man. How are these people just out and about and nobody's saying anything? Like, that's a scary fucking individual, dude. Boxing gloves, walking down the street with a trench coat. If you did that in Ohio, there would be 17 cops on your ass going, hey, pal, what's the story with the gloves? Not in Hollywood. Hollywood, they don't give a fuck, dude. I saw a guy, no shirt, pants made of a burlap sack, maybe, but like and shredded, by the way. The guy was fucking jacked. So you always like, is he homeless or is he a fucking CrossFit trainer? You know what I mean? Like, these guys are jacked. And he had ski poles. Like for, the ski poles. And he's just waving them around and saying crazy shit, And I don't know what happens in LA or if it's just the amount of rejection or maybe this guy went to an audition and they're like, no, you didn't get the part. And he goes, well, fuck you. I'm going to go to Hollywood Boulevard and I'm going to swing these ski poles from here on out. And that's going to be my thing. I used to have this app on my phone called the Citizen app. Check this app out. I mean, you might not want to because I had to delete it. I had to delete this app. It's called the Citizen app. Anyways, what the app is, it tells you all the crime in your neighborhood, right? Like every sort of incident that happens, break-ins, burglaries, assaults, batteries, whatever. It'll tell you all those. And it's almost like when you look up, if you've ever done this, looked up the sexual predators in your area and you go, fuck, why did I do that? Every house is red. Every house is red. And you're like, God, everybody's a fucking pedophile in my neighborhood? It's almost like that with the Citizen app. You go, dude, there's crimes, and it tells you exactly where. Like 400 feet away, man wielding a machete. What? Man assaulted. Guy with a knife. Dude with the 2x4 swinging wildly next to a man dressed as Spider-Man with an eye patch. It's just crazy shit like that all day. And it's believable. I mean, if you've ever been down to the Walk of Fame and you see these guys in the costumes, it's fucking nuts, dude. You know what's funny? I saw Batman versus Superman way before it came out in the movie theaters, dude. These two guys were fighting over tip money because they'll take pictures with people. This is the characters. They dress up as Batman or Superman, and they take pictures with all the tourists, and then they fucking harass them for money. That's another scam you shouldn't fall for. And they won't leave you alone until you give them a couple bucks. They'll get like the Japanese tourists and shit like that. So now it's getting fucking hectic out there because there ain't no money to be made because it's the quarantine times, right? So they ain't got no money to be made, so they're getting fucking pissed at each other. They're fighting with each other. I saw a couple of the guy that does the Harlem Globetrotter. He's this big dude. He does his like tricks with the basketball. He's out there selling masks right now. So, I mean, people are adapting to, the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, life gave that motherfucker lemons. He made orange Julius. Does that make sense? I don't know, man. These masks and the times we're living in. 2020, I was looking forward to. I was like, dude, 2020 is going to be awesome, man. You know, they had the Roaring 20s. Like, they had the Roaring 20s. 100 years ago, they had the Roaring 20s. And now we're, like, in the boring 20s, I guess. Is this the boring 20s? Got nothing to do. You know, like, the Roaring 20s. They had, like, speakeasies and rum runners. It was, like, so cool and fun. And smoking cigars in an underground bar when you weren't supposed to. And having alcohol. You know, like, these rum runners or, like, these, like, delivery guys would come, like the rum runners would bring you rum. Over here in the boring 20s, we got the fucking Postmates guy delivering your fat ass some burgers. Isn't that crazy? Yesterday was 420. Man, I got so freaking high. I got so high. I got so high. Oh my God. I made a rap song. I became a rapper, a SoundCloud rapper. I actually made a rap song for the Laugh Factory as the owner of the Laugh Factory, Jamie Masado. You know what? I'll play it for you guys. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll play it for you guys. This is how bored I got yesterday while smoking a little weed. I made a song about the Laugh Factory and rapped it as Jamie Masada, the owner of the Laugh Factory. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Jamie Masada, I love you. You are one of the great people in comedy, you know. You are a gem among gems, and I love you. Jamie Masada is the owner of the Laugh Factory. I love the guy to death. He's a fucking character amongst the most crazy characters, but he is a solid, solid dude with a good heart. So I love him. Jamie, I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy. Jamie, I love you, buddy. Without further ado, the rap song I created about the Laugh Factory as Jamie Masada. Here you go.
Professional comic, they have a lot of heckling line in their head, pre-prepared. If they say, well, I'm not funny, I say, ask your mama how funny I was with her last night.
Boy, you're at the Laugh Factory. Don't hackle, bitch, just laugh at me. Boy, you're at the Laugh Factory. So don't hackle, bitch, just laugh at me.
Ask your mama how funny I was. That's my way of saying I was up in them guts. I took your mama on a sucking spree. So don't heckle, boy, just laugh at me. 2 drinks, that's the minimum. I'm Iranian, brown M&M. I got my cocaine, it's like my vitamins. Sniff and sneeze, bitch, you just snorted some sentiment. Go ahead, ho, last name Masada. Hotter than some fire, hotter than the Rottweiler, dipped in lava.
Woo! Damn, we got a banger on our hands, guys. We have a damn hit on our hands. That's the beginning of that song is Jamie Masada from the movie The Heckler. Shout out to my boy Jamie Kennedy, my guy. Jamie Kennedy made this this movie called The Heckler, and it was one of my favorite movies about comedy. And I watched it like 10 times before I started comedy, man. I fucking love this movie. And in that movie, Jamie does this quote, and it's, a heckler, a professional comedian must have a pre-prepared line for a heckler. If it said, you're not funny, then the comedian better say, you better to ask your mama how funny I was last night. And that's the little sample you hear from the beginning of that song. And because I was messing with Logic, which is the program I'm just learning it to use it to edit the podcast. And I was like, fuck it, let me just lay down a beat and make a song as Jamie from the Laugh Factory. And that's the song. And the hook is, you're at the Laugh Factory. Don't heckle, bitch, just laugh at me. That's pretty much what we want, man. You know, you're at the Laugh Factory. Don't heckle. Just laugh at me. That's all we want. So that's the song. That's what he's saying. And all the other stuff, man, it just rhymed. Well, it's about that time. Usually during these episodes, I will smoke a little quit. Just to get the mind going and see what else comes up. And, sometimes I'll do that. I'll smoke a little weed, if it's like a slow night at the comedy club or something like that, or it's a late night set, like if I'm going on around 1 a.m. or something like that, I'll smoke a little urge just to get my little creative juices going, if it's like a little light crowd, it's late at night, and I'll just go and talk about some shit, but I'll smoke a little bit just to get me out of my normal headspace of like, oh, I'm going to do these bits or do those bits, because I like to be loose on stage as it is. But this gives me a little extra, kick of the creativity, I'd say, especially when I'm like stuck in a rut of maybe, doing like working on the same bits or the same stories or some shit like that. This will just get me into another place to talk about some other things that I may not have addressed had I been sober. And, it's like that with alcohol, too. When I was first starting comedy, I used to drink just to be comfortable to be on stage. That was just like maybe a crutch you would use. But then, after a while, you don't need to do nothing. And I think you realize you're actually sharper without it. But weed is one of those things where it does spark some creativity in me. And sure, sometimes I'll look up some stuff that I wrote when I was high. And I go, what the fuck were you thinking, pal? What? That happens. But, other times you'd be like, oh, shit. It just gives you that little spark of like, oh, damn, this is that little piece that was missing, that little link that was missing to make this bit completed. You completed a link. You completed a killing link, man, with a little bit of the grit. Today I'm smoking a little sativa. That's like, if it's not near bedtime, I'll still smoke a sativa because that gets your little head going. A little more energetic type of flow, right? Well, that weed's definitely hitting, man. I feel charged up. I got my egg weights. Yo, shout out to egg weights. These are these little contraptions in my hands at the moment. These are not regular eggs. They're egg weights. So it's basically like a little metal piece right here, little weighted metal inside of a little rubber band piece that you just throw right here on your fingers, like that, just on your fingers. So if you want to practice giving people middle finger and have a little strength to it, there you go. That's not what they're for. They're actually for exercise. Ejercicio, as you would say in Spanish. So I wear these when I go on my runs, right? And just like, pat, gives you a little extra resistance when you're running, when you're hitting your stride. Also, I'll shadow box. I'll shadow box with these egg weights, and they're just great, man. They get your little hand speed going because your boy is a boxer. I started boxing a few months back, and man, I love it. And this is really a good tool to use when you're shadow boxing and stuff like that to get your hand speed going. And it's a great workout. So shout out to Egg Weights. They sent me those. Thank you for sending those. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Now, if I could get a dozen regular eggs because the pandemic is caused the eggs to be out, that would be great. So anyways, I do this voice with Doogie, like talk like this. And so I had a girlfriend at the time when I would really do that voice, and then she picked up the voice, and now we do that voice. Anytime she calls me, we'll do that voice to each other, and it just sometimes will get like a little bit too much. But it is fun to do. Do it, but don't try it. Try it, but don't taste it. Taste it, but don't touch it. Like, it's so fun to talk like this. And if you guys enjoyed this voice, I'll do it more often. If you don't, I'll still do it. It's just so fun to do. I encourage you guys to try to do it. My goal is that when I have fans for the podcast or for whatever, I want them to come and go, hi, how you doing? And to like talk to me in the language that I talk to Doogie. And Doogie's sleeping right next to me on his little bed. Doogie, were you having fun? You're licking your arms. Sometimes he licks his arms. And I think it might be some allergies. But when it gets warm, he licks his arms. Doogie, don't lick your arms when it's warm outside. So that's how I talk to Doogie. Because it's funnier or funny-re. Funnier becomes funny-re. You understand? And that's what you do. You invert, like other becomes all-re. Or go to the grocery stores. You have to add an S to the end of it. Because it's funnier or funny-re. Funnier becomes funny-re. You understand? So if you're listening and you're a fan and you see me out, it would just make my day if you went, hello there, what's up? I listen to your podcast, and you tell me stuff like that. That'd be great because then I know I'm reaching some people. I'm reaching some people, man, and that's all my goal was just to make people happy, and have fun doing it. That's what I think I found out my purpose is to have fun, making people have fun. Because there's too many people that don't have fun. So many people take themselves too seriously. Very important not to take yourself seriously. Very important. I don't care how old you are. And that's what keeps you young. I feel like life cheats you, and there's all this like bullshit that you learn, that you got to grow up. You don't have to grow up. I mean, sure, there's certain things you got to be more responsible about, but you don't have to grow up. It's so fun to have fun, you know? And I see people all the time take themselves way too seriously, and they can't laugh at nothing. And that's no way to be. That's not fun, son. So have fun, man. This life is way too short not to. So if it's one message that I like to spread, it's that. Even when I do stand up, and I see sometimes people not having a good time, I go, man, cheer up, Charlie. You can have a good time if you want to. Because you're going to sit in traffic, right, sometimes, and you'll be like, this sucks. But you're going to spend that 30 minutes either way. So you can have fun, or you can be, go, move, go. I've been at work all day. You got to go. You know, you could be that guy, or you could be like listening to some tunes or put on a podcast. Salty Locks is a good one. And you can just have a good time, you know? And that's what I challenge you to do in this pandemic, guys. Create stuff, have fun, do stuff in the sun. Keep your distance, but do fun stuff with your friends. Zoom, talk to it. Reach out to friends you haven't talked to in a while. You know, I encourage you guys to do that stuff, man. Because the one good thing that came out of this pandemic is that we realized how much of a rat race we were in with our lives, some of us. Like I did for sure. I was like worried about so much shit, and everything seemed like it was going so fast. And then this shit really just slowed it all down, man. There's no work to be done unless the work that you create. And the work that you create is work you want to do right now. So do that stuff. The shit you've been putting off, do it. And this reminds me of a really funny, one of the funniest tweets, I think, of this pandemic. And it was by my homie, Greg Wilson. And I love this dude. You know, I've known the guy since I started comedy. And Greg is a fucking character, man. I love him. And he tweeted, he said, I guess I won't write that screenplay if I have more time. And that was in reference to what's going on. You know, he's just sitting on his ass. And I guess he'd always been saying, oh, I'll write this thing if I had more time, and he just never got to it. But do it, guys. Get out there and frickin' do the thing you wanted to do this whole time. This is the perfect time to do it, baby. This is the perfect time to do it. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Until episode 4. I'll see you guys soon.